Are you about to waste thousands of dollars on the wrong MacBook? Apple wants you to think you need the shiny new M5 MacBook Pro, but the truth is hiding inside the cheaper M4 MacBook Air. How is this even a choice anymore? This is actually Apple's fault. These two laptops are supposed to be two totally different tools aimed at completing two totally different types of work. The idea of the MacBook Air has always been a computer with an exceptionally lightweight design made to do lightweight computer work. We're talking about college students writing papers, journalists traveling, answering emails, jumping on Zoom calls, making spreadsheets, and watching Netflix or YouTube. The idea of the MacBook Pro, which is right there in the name, is a machine that professionals use to do computationally difficult work. It is supposed to be like a desktop computer that you can take with you to handle heavy video editing, complex code compiling, music production, 3D design, and all the hard stuff. But what is happening right now is fascinating. Apple may have actually made a mistake by improving their hardware so much. The software demand just does not keep up with the chips anymore. This leads us to today's reality where a whole lot of professional work, and I would argue most professional work, can easily be handled by the lightweight MacBook Air. Maybe it's just a problem with the naming. It makes you feel like a pro cannot use a base model computer, but a professional writer or editor could easily get by on one of these things. By the way, I am programming a weird little Easter egg into this video as an experiment. If you go into the video settings right now, look for the little gear icon, and change the audio track, you will hear this entire video translated into Klingon. It is a fun little bonus, so feel free to check that out if you get bored of my normal voice. If you have never used a newer Mac, you might be shocked to find out that the Air feels almost exactly the same as the Pro does. This is mainly due to how the Apple M series approaches computing power compared to the old days before Apple Silicon. It used to be that if you bought the big expensive computer, you would get a faster processor with more gigahertz. Now though, the weakest Mac computer and the most powerful Mac computer are differentiated mainly just by the number of their CPU and GPU cores, not the speed of those cores. The M4 Air and the massive M4 Mac Studio actually have the exact same single-core speed. That means if a given piece of software does not use more than 4 cores, the cheap MacBook Air is effectively the exact same speed as the massive desktop, even though the desktop will benchmark at double the overall power and double the price. There's a difference in RAM throughput and SSD speed, but those are only noticeable in truly extreme power user use cases. Fun fact, most everyday software uses 4 or fewer cores until it comes time to actually export your work. But this comparison is M4 versus M5. The M5 does have faster cores, but they are only about 15 to 20% faster. And honestly, the M4 was already overkill for almost everything. Whether you are exporting music, batch processing photos, generating AI images, rendering 3D video, or compiling code, it is the exporting process where the difference between these laptops becomes immediately clear. If we run a Cinebench test, the M4 MacBook Air runs its CPU cores at a little over 4 GHz on a single core test. The M5 runs its CPUs at about 4.35 GHz. This is with no fans turning on, so it is not a thermal throttling issue yet. It is just the main difference between the two chips. But then we have to look at thermals. Even with just a single core test, there is a pretty big difference. The M4 runs a full 10 degrees Celsius hotter than the M5. The M5 simply runs cooler. When we get into the multi-core test, you see the effect of heat very quickly. If you use a fan control software, you can set the MacBook Pro fans to start spinning earlier than Apple sets them by default. Apple prefers quiet laptops, but you can force the fans on to stop thermal throttling. During a heavy multi-core test, the M5 Pro starts off fast and drops just a little bit as it heats up. In stark contrast, the fanless M4 Air almost immediately heats up. It runs at full speed for exactly 1 second before it heats up enough that the CPU starts dropping in speed, eventually, falling to just 60% of its original speed. The total output power literally gets cut in half. However, none of that matters for most people. These stress tests do not simulate how you actually use a computer. When you're actively working, your CPU usage looks like a bunch of tiny spikes with plenty of time in between for the laptop to stay cool. It is only during a long export that the computer gets hot. So the biggest performance gap is heat rejection. The fan and heatsink combo inside the MacBook Pro is a game changer for heavy sustained loads. The M5 MacBook Pro will absolutely destroy the M4 MacBook Air at heavy 3D rendering. But video exporting is a different story. Both of these Macs use Apple's dedicated media engine to do the majority of video exporting. Because of this, the MacBook Air does not heat up and it does not slow down during video exports. The M5 is a little faster, but not outrageously faster. I tested an 8K video export and the M5 Pro finished in 13 minutes, while the M4 Air did it in 15 minutes. Editing on both computers feels exactly the same. They are incredibly responsive. Let's look at the outside. The MacBook Pro has a brighter, higher resolution screen with a higher refresh rate. You also get an HDMI port, an extra USB-C port, and an SD card reader that the Air simply does not have. You get a bigger battery on the Pro, but you actually need it to power that brighter screen, so the battery life ends up being very similar. Here is my honest opinion and final verdict. Using these two computers feels incredibly similar. The M4 chip is way overpowered for browsing the internet, answering emails, using Photoshop, and doing standard office work. That is all firmly MacBook Air territory now. In most cases, spending your money on more RAM will give you a much better quality of life upgrade than buying the Pro model will. For my daily work, which includes event production, AutoCAD, and video editing, these two computers are effectively the same. Buy the M4 MacBook Air, upgrade the RAM to 24 gigabytes, and save your money. Only buy the M5 MacBook Pro if your daily job requires rendering massive 3D scenes or batch exporting thousands of raw photos. If this video helped you save some money and pick the perfect MacBook, please hit that subscribe button, share this video with a friend who is looking to buy a new laptop, and smash that bell icon so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.